Okay. So when we talk about the Ashtamahishis or the 8 chief queens or the 8 chief wives of Krishna, we all know that there are few more princesses who are there, not few more, many more. 16,108 roughly wives of Bhagavan. They are all princesses who were kept captive in the kingdom of Narakasura, and Bhagavan ended up marrying them so that they are given proper protection also. But 8 Mahishis were there. Mahishi is another name for wife. So 8 chief queens were the you can say the chief consorts or the primary consorts of Bhagavan, and they represented the 8 forms of Mahalakshmi, just as we have Ashtalakshmis. So those 8 queens of Bhagavan actually represented Ashtalakshmis. Now around the state of Dwarakapuri, the Lord built different palaces for all his queens, including the 16,108 roughly princesses and also these 8 chief queens who were there. So there were palaces in and around Dwarakapuri. And once it so happened that now these queens who were there, they all belong to different regions. For example, some of them they belong to the Kekaya Desham, some belong to Kosala Desham, some belong to Avantipuri. Avantipuri is today's UP. So few of them were even outside today's India, that is in today's Afghanistan. Kekaya also is in today's Baluchistan, that is Afghanistan, that area, or the Sindh region. So there were many queens who belonged to these various regions, but these were all in and around Gujarat, that is in and around Dwarka. So that's how you can say Krishna, he established his kingdom. So he was a great king and who thought very strategically about his kingdom, how he can bring different kingdoms under his control. Now these 8 queens who were there, it is believed that they brought a lot of prosperity or abundance to Bhagavan, because no doubt they were all manifestations of Ashtalakshmis. And it seems that while they married and they came to the land of Dwarakapuri, Dwarakapuri was always you can say full of fruits, flowers. It was full of abundance, it seems. And all of them, all the queens who were there, they could also beget children with the help of Bhagavan, and that's how Yaduvamsham further it moved, further it grew, and so on. And in fact here Krishna, he also teaches all the sons of Bhagavan were also married to various queens, and how the daughters-in-law of the Lord were treated. Krishna treated them with a lot of respect, it seems. So that also is seen. So how a grihastha or how a householder should lead a life, that is described in detail through the family life of Krishna. So one more purpose of Krishna Avataram is to denote his family life and to show how a grihastha should lead a life, how he should treat his wives, how he should treat his sons, daughters-in-law, and so on. So now let us start talking about the Ashtamahishis. First is Rukmini Devi, who was a princess of Vidarbha Desham, the daughter of Bhishmaka and the sister of Rukmi. Rukmi was an evil man. She is an incarnation of goddess Mahalakshmi herself. Now she was the one who was loved by many gopikas who were there, even the gopikas of Vrindavanam, even Mathurapuri, everyone liked Rukmini a lot. And that's when it seems that before, when the Malla Yudham took place in Mathurapuri, everyone believed, it seems, that Krishna was dead there because Kamsa was trying to attack Bhagavan a lot. That's when only Rukmini Devi had this faith in her, it seems, that nothing will happen to the Lord. And that's when she prays to the Lord, she prays to the Lord and takes the sankalpa that I will marry only Krishna. But somehow she tried to convince her father Bhishmaka, also her brother Rukmi, but he was an evil fellow. And that's when they decided and they told, somehow convinced Rukmini that Krishna is anyway dead, so now you should marry the Chedi Raja, who is Shishupala. Shishupala was an evil fellow again, and that's when somehow they convinced, but Rukmini Devi, as usual, she was not willing to marry anyone else apart from Krishna. That's when she writes a letter to Bhagavan, and through a messenger she sends it to Krishna, and she gets the news that not even a single dead body has been found in Mathura. That means Krishna is already alive, and her faith was also genuine. And every day she prayed to goddess Katyayani, it seems. Many people will do the Gauri Katyayani Vratam that has started from here. Rukmini Devi started this practice for the long life of Krishna. And she prayed to goddess Gauri Katyayani every day, hoping that Krishna only will be my husband and I will only marry him. That's when on the day of her marriage, as we know, Rukmini, she goes to the nearby temple to do the Gauri Katyayani Vratam, but she could not see Krishna anywhere around, though she had returned different letters to the Lord. In Srimad Bhagavatam, you have a detailed reference of 7 letters being written to Krishna, and that's when Bhagavan gets this message and he comes to save her. And when she just steps out of the temple, the Lord is waiting for her. He took her away in the chariot, and when there were other kings who were there, they all noticed and they started chasing Krishna. Balarama stopped all of them except Rukmi. Rukmi could not be stopped by Balarama because he was already very much close to Krishna. And that's when both of them, Rukmi and Krishna, both of them engaged in a fight also. Finally, Krishna defeated Rukmi. And while he was about to kill Rukmi, it seems that Rukmini, she comes in between and tells that you should not kill my brother, you should spare his life, and so on. That's when his life was spared. Rukmi was just defeated in the war. And that's how Krishna, he took away Rukmini Devi and drives back to his capital, Dwaraka. So this is a story of Rukmini Devi. The second queen is Satyabhama, who is an incarnation of Bhudevi. Her story and other queen story we will look about in the next sessions.